So if you've been following this series by now, you know how to take commands from the user, take sword, drop lantern and so on. And I've also explained how to create rooms to represent the individual locations of a game with exits to the north, south, west and east. But one room on its own isn't going to make a game. The user, the player, is going to need somewhere to explore. That is a network of rooms. And to create a network of rooms, we're going to need to create a map. The simplest way to create a map is to put rooms into some kind of collection. This could be anything from an array to a dictionary. Well, here I'm going to use a typed array list. An array list is a kind of dynamically sized array. I don't need to give it a fixed size. I can add and delete elements to grow and shrink the list. I'm going to type it to hold room objects, and I do that with this syntax, putting the class name between pointy brackets. That ensures that other types of object can't accidentally be assigned to the list. This is what's called a generic list. That's because the same list operations can be done on different types of object so that they're generic. But here I limit the list to a specific type of object. When I want to add rooms to my map, I just call map.add, and then I create a new room object and it gets added to the end of the list. I've initialized the name, description and exits of each room by passing arguments to the room class's constructor. Now here, direction is an enumerated type. You can see I've defined it here. Exit is a constant with the value -1. Well, I could simply have written -1 down here instead of direction.noExit when I construct the rooms, but I prefer the constant name for clarity, because it immediately shows me when I look at my code that there's no exit in that direction. Whereas -1, well, if I came back to my code later on, I might not immediately see that that's what the meaning of that integer is. Okay, so now I have a map with a few rooms, just like this one. How does the player move from one room to another? I'll explain that in the next lesson. Download the source code for these lessons from bitwisebooks.com. This Java series is based on the C# programs that form the basis of the little book of adventure game programming available from Amazon.